to do something. Okay, good. All right. So I am Deb Evans with Mountain Women in Business. Thank you everybody for joining us. Yes, I am sitting at a coffee shop because that's usually where I get good internet. We are not a Leeds-based group. We are a group of small business women here in the mountains, and we do as many referrals as we can. I do record this just so everybody knows that you are being recorded, and if it bounces, it'll still record, and we can go back and watch the recording from our private Facebook group later, and members that are not with us can watch the recording. So we'll do a
oops, there she goes.
We'll do a 30-second intro, and then Emily, I will introduce you last because she is our presenter today. So as I said, I'm Deb Evans. I'm retired. Just let me know. Rachel, it looks like you're on. So
do you want me to go first? You're getting some spotty reception, my friend, but thank you so much for doing this. I'm Rachel Henderson, the current president of Mountain Women in Business. Sadly, I'm on my cell phone because my computer also gets awful signal up here, but for some reason I can zoom better on my phone. So I can't see the Brady Bunch screen and see everybody who's here, but hello, welcome. If we have new people, great to have you with us, and great to see everyone else as well. I am the owner of Rachel's Creations. Since 1999, I specialize in murals, face painting for parties and events, canvas painting parties, small scale faux finishes and things like that. And I also am a house and pet sitter for over 35 years. And I've been working part-time at Mac Nation since all this fun COVID stuff started. Business is slowly starting to pick up again, and I'm hoping for the best, and look forward to seeing you all hopefully soon at Bailey Days and Elevation Celebration. Deb will tell you more about that in a little bit because our group always has a booth and help spread the word about our group as well as our individual businesses. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So Lisa, can you go ahead and unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
And I've been helping people with their photos and videos for 26 years. So I've evolved from film to digital. So if you have, photos on CDs, memory cards, if you have a cell phone that is full and you constantly get that storage reminder, I can help you with that. Also, if you or your family have videos that are hidden, locked in little tapes or VHS tapes, and you would love to see those family memories again, I can help you get them off those tapes and back into your lives. So just reach out to me. Thank you.
Very good. Sarah Gardner, I think you're on the phone. Are you with us?
I'm here. Yep.
Sarah.
Hi. So I'm Sarah Gardner. I'm a wealth advisor, living in Conifer, working in Littleton in the Ken Carroll area. But I focus on executives with their different options, and women's small businesses are my primary client base. And here, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's been a great resource of picking up different people that my clients are needing additional help for. So the resources have been great with this group. Thanks.
Perfect.
Yay.
Yay. Beth Anderson, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I am the owner of Pearl Coaching. I am a life coach and a well-being coach. I help people develop healthy habits, either through exercise or eating or something that will make them just feel better. So that's what I do. Thank you.
Good morning. And our Healthy Smile ladies. Hi, ladies. You have to unmute. There you go.
Hi guys, I'm Chrissy with Healthy Smiles. I'm the person that you come to get the most thorough and gentle cleaning. Also, if you get tired of, the dentist always telling you have work that needs to be done, I don't get anything for referring people out to have work done. So there is an honest answer here. And this is Brandy, my office manager.
Hi, I'm Brandy. I'm the office manager. I'm the one that will answer the phone. Anytime you call, I answer emails as well. If you guys ever have questions about stuff, please let us know.
Thank you, ladies. Jackie, good morning.
Excuse me. So I'm the owner. I actually have two businesses here with Mountain Women in Business. I'm the owner of Turning Point Health and Wellness Transformations. So I'm a nurse coach. Basically what that means is I do health and wellness coaching, but I have a 30-year background in nursing. So there's a little extra level of, I guess, knowledge and education there. So I want to help anybody with chronic illness and disease, or if you just want to get healthier, learn how to manage that holistically rather than with tons of pills and doctor's visits and those kind of things. My other business is with my husband. It's Blue Leaf Design Build. We are a home remodeling company. And so we do design, and I do the design. My husband does the building part of it. So if you need any home improvement needs, give us a call. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Good morning, Karen Miller. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Doing great. I'm Karen Miller, KSM Designs. I design one of a kind, and I refurbish, repurpose, and also recycle. And so if there's anything I can help you with, it works out great. Been doing this for a long time, and I have a lot of things in stores, and one of them is at Abagata, and the other one is down at Belmar, and the other one is at the Country Furniture Place. An unusual place, but they like my stuff, so I thought I'd put some in there. But also looking for a higher end store. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. But doing well. My husband just got done with surgery, so we're trying to get back into the program again. So bear with me, but everything's doing fine. But if anybody needs anything for a special occasion, just let me know. And I do restring pearls, and I do fix jewelry. So I'm not a jeweler, but I'm a beater. So if I can help you with that, let me know. Karen Miller, KSM Designs.
Thank you, Karen. Good morning, Kathy Snyders. There you go.
Hi, I'm Kathy Snyders. I own a travel agency called A Happy Place Travel. And I'm very excited because I just talked my husband into going on one of these tall ships. So it's like a cruise ship, only it only holds 170 people, and we're doing the Caribbean. And you fly in and you just go around the little islands. So we're looking for people to go with us in January. January 2nd is when we leave, and we have 5 cabins that we're trying to fill. So let me know if you're interested. And I also do Europe and river cruises and Scotland, Outlander tours of Scotland. I have some availability still in 2022. I've moved people from 2020 and 2021. So that's what I do, travel, and it's starting to pick back up. And 2022, if you're making plans, is really filling up because people have moved. And so you want to get going on that right away.
Fun, fun, fun. Thank you. Mary Pat, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mary Pat DeWald, and I own C-Stain Consulting, LLC, and I'm also doing business as Evergreen Nursing Services. Currently, I am launching a hospice and palliative care consulting, as well as RN coaching and consulting, or experience your career for upcoming RNs and current RNs. And also another work area is becoming a death doula, which is an end-of-life midwife. So if you know of anyone with chronic illnesses that are working towards more towards their end of life, we're there to assist as a companion.
Okay, thank you.
That's you.
Good morning, Mallory.
Good morning. My name is Mallory Hasbrook. I'm an attorney with Wellborn, Sullivan, Meck, and Tooley in Denver. I do estate planning, probate, elder law mainly, and I do some real estate law as well. So I'm always looking for new estate planning clients. Happy to chat with any of you anytime. I'll put my information in the chat, but good to see all of you.
Good to see you. All right, and Sharon, hello, how are you today?
Hi, I'm great. Good to see everybody. Sharon Birnbaum. I live in the Denver area, and my background is nursing for 42 years, both bedside and as a director. However, I've changed careers, and now I'm starting a personal training business, certified as a personal trainer. My clientele is older adults. I'm also certified in nutrition. So thanks for having me, everybody.
Absolutely. And Rebecca Parent from Orvada. Hello.
Good morning. Got my clicking finger moving slow this morning. I am Rebecca. I'm down in Arvada, down in Denver. And I specialize in technology and software, helping people and businesses with any problems they may have, whether that's from curriculum design all the way up to just customized training. So if you have software and you have technology and you have challenges, give me a ring.
Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anybody before we go with Miss Emily? I think I caught everybody. All right. So I'm excited to have Emily George here with us from RevLocal. She is been a long time franchise friend, very well known in franchising. She's got a lot of information to share with us.
I think Deb might have hit a little bit of a glitch. So I might just go ahead and kind of pop in.
Share her information, so everybody should be connected with her. Okay.
I'll go ahead. I think Deb was saying that we'll make sure to share my information. You know, kind of all hubris aside, I think I'm a fairly fun follow on LinkedIn. So I would welcome you all to follow me on LinkedIn. At the very least, I do a little Whiskey Wednesday most weeks if you all have an interest in whiskey and bourbon. But just to expand a little bit on what Deb was sharing, I do kind of come from the franchise industry. That's how I know Deb. RevLocal is a digital marketing company. We serve 6,000 small business clients on a month-over-month basis with digital marketing services. So we have a ton of experience on the small business side, but I get to work on the franchise side of our business. So I work with mostly franchise or multi-location brands and clients. So I can kind of speak to both sides of the digital marketing ecosystem. My background is really in hospitality and kind of all sorts of different things. I worked for 15 years in restaurants. I was a competition bartender. I led bar programs and worked on bar programs around the country, which led me to a career beginning in franchising. I had the opportunity to work for the CEO of Arby's and the vice president of Wendy's International, who had decided to combine their resources and buy small restaurant groups to operationalize for national sale. So that was kind of my introduction to franchising. And then I moved over to RevLocal, which is where I had the pleasure to meet Deb. And now we are here. And I'm so excited about this group. You all are just like beautifully energetic folks with a ton of different backgrounds. And I kept finding myself in these introductions. I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to have my teeth gently cleaned. And I would love to go on a vacation on a small cruise ship. And I have jewelry that needs redone. So like, I'm ready to jump into all of your businesses. I am a serial consumer. So you've all got me. I would like to be wealthy and have that all planned for me. Like, you've got me on all the things. So wanted to share a little bit about kind of what I thought I would do today is share a little bit about what my thoughts are on where marketing is going kind of in the near term, because I think we could all agree there have been some pretty significant shifts in consumer behavior, and marketing has to adjust to match those shifts. And then I'd love to kind of open it up to some questions. What's top of mind for you all? What specifically are you experiencing that I might be able to help draw some connections or point you towards some resources? And then certainly I've got some resources from RevLocal. If we need some visuals, I may bounce around to that, but I'll kind of stay with you all seeing me for the most part. So I'll just dive into what I think is kind of going on in marketing And you all feel free to chime in if any of this feels really relevant to you, if you're experiencing the same kind of thing. But it's all kind of coming from my personal experience and what we're seeing with our clients. So here's what we're seeing. Organic marketing matters now more than ever. And what do I mean by organic marketing? I'm talking about the ways you naturally interact with your client base and your prospects. So I'm thinking about social media, posting, not advertising. Posting on social media, posting in general, communicating with people who are interested in engaging with your business on a regular basis, that matters so much. And here's kind of why I'm feeling that. Because nobody really wants to take a guess right now. Nobody wants to like just take a chance and show up in the hopes that you're there, that your business is open, that what they're looking for is available to them. They want to know before they go. So I'm looking at businesses to say, like, what are your hours? What are you currently doing? Do you have mask requirements? What are the ways I can interact with your business so that I know before I show up at your doorstep? So social media posting is like your best way to get that done. Posting kind of once a day, once every other day, depending on your business, is a great way to have really recent communication that folks can rely on. I'm also thinking right now a lot about reviews. Reviews have always been important. And, you know, like I've preached the gospel on reviews for years in the marketing space. But personally, I've actually never really been a reviews reader. My husband is the reviews reader. If we have to buy an appliance, or Eric reads the reviews and then he lets me know. In the past, like I never had time for reviews. But I will tell you, in the last few months, I find myself more and more going to reviews because I'm looking for like that really recent experience, somebody who's been to the restaurant recently, or who shopped in the store recently, or who experienced a professional service recently, because I want to know what your experience is now so that I could compare, like, what could I expect my experience to be? So like, I really think, you know, reviews have always been important, but more and more people are really leaning on that information to help supplement, like, what's current about your business? What could I expect if I interact with you? So definitely don't discount the value of reviews. And then the last piece that I'm, you know, always thinking about, and I think is extra relevant right now, are your local listings. So your local listings, I think kind of the most popular, commonly known local listing, everyone can probably say it with me, Google My Business. Your GMB listing, it like fundamentally everyone on this call, regardless of the type of business that you have, the way that you operate your business, everyone should have a Google My Business listing and keep that information current. And then one thing I will, you know, just reference for your consideration, the Google My Business listing is a great place to start. But we all know probably that Google is a big aggregator. Google likes its own information, and that's great, but Google also wants to then check that information against 100 other places to make sure it can validate what you've put on Google and trust that when Google serves you as an answer, when people search, that it's good info. So Google is a great place to start, and you should definitely be on there. Don't let what I'm about to say next dissuade you from being on Google and keeping that information current. But you should also be managing your listing in other places: Facebook, Yelp, Bing, Yahoo, MapQuest, because, you know, people still MapQuest directions every now and again. Make sure that your listing is consistent in more than one place so that Google has something to reference. So, and those are all like listings, reviews, and social media posting are all what I would kind of consider that organic marketing effort. they're not necessarily high cost options. They'll take you a little bit of time, but short of your time, most of these things can be managed relatively freely. And you can navigate listings, reviews, and social posting without a ton of effort, and they can have really big impact on your business, especially right now. So before I dive into kind of anything else, and I think at some point we'll likely touch on paid advertising. That's usually a hot button topic when it comes to marketing. I wanted to open the floor to you ladies. What is really top of mind for you? And is there anything specific I could answer or hit on for you?
Hey, Emily.
This is Sarah. Oh.
Just everyone, before we get into it, I wanted to let you know I am a customer of RevLocal and helped the team get through the finish line with my franchise, FranNet. I took over an open business and am the new owner. And I can tell you that I started receiving leads pretty dang quickly because of my Google My Business. And I have received messages through Google My Business because it does come up right at the top on the right side. And what RevLocal did is they went and they helped scrub all of the previous listings and made sure that they had the correct information. And you'd be shocked at the numbers and the different things and all the things that need to be the same for you to actually have that consistency online. And I am just now starting this month, Emily, I started and added the pay-per-click, and I'm targeting areas that I don't have as much of a personal presence in because I own the whole state. So I just wanted to validate everybody that I'm so glad. I was so excited when Deb and I didn't even talk about it, Emily, but I was so supportive of her bringing you guys on here and other networking groups. And I intend to make sure Carrie, you, whoever from RevLocal can, sprinkle your fairy dust on all of us small business owners. So I just wanted to validate.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And I think Sarah has a question.
Yeah, so this possibly is one of the options I'm looking for. I'm in the crux of, I have a corporate marketing, right? But yeah, it's trying to get myself out there.
Sure.
So coordinating efforts. But the other part is the social media. I know I've got to, show myself on social media. But quite frankly, with my schedule, it's about the most daunting thing for me to go hunt down something to find that's relevant to my target base, that kind of thing. It's always at the bottom of my list, although it's always in the back of my head, waking me up in the middle of the night. I need to find something, So kind of maybe expand on your kind of experience coordinating those things would help. And yeah, looking at that social media, I know I need to get off my duff with that, but happy to farm it out as well because it needs to be on my to-do list, but I'm hoping to find a partner with that. So
for sure. So Sarah, I'll kind of touch on that real quickly and then kind of bank a little bit because you really just spoke literally to my soul as a human. I know, like I said at the beginning, that I'm a fun follow on LinkedIn, but I couldn't tell you kind of how much anxiety doing that causes for me because I have the same exact mental track that you do. Like, I know I should be doing it. I have to find the things, and like, it should be so easy to find one article and post it. And then that takes me down like a 30-minute rabbit hole, and I don't have time for that. So like the quick tip that I would give is don't overwhelm yourself with that it has to be every day. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be perfect 100% of the time. Do what you can, and anything is better than nothing. So I would kind of put out that quick tip, and then I will make a note, Sarah, and I'll kind of circle back to specifically how RevLocal might address this while continuing to kind of give some tips that y'all can do on your own. I think maybe I saw Lisa was, Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm brand new to this area, and even though my business and clientele is nationwide, I do want to grow my local new clientele. So I'd love some tips for that. In addition to, I'm not brick and mortar. So
Yeah.
putting out an address, I work from home, putting out an address would not be an option for me. So I would love some tips. And I'm sure a lot of us are in that situation. How can we market ourselves with some, I've never considered the Yahoo, Google My Business, Bing, things like that. So how we can integrate that as someone who's not brick and mortar.
Yep. The non-brick and mortar is a really interesting thing right now. So Google My Business has an option that is a service area business. And Megan, you're already acknowledging. So again, like just to say, Megan is a client and FranNet specifically, essentially all FranNet franchisees are set up as service area businesses. Because they are similar to yourself, Lisa, not necessarily brick and mortars, and they tend to serve a unique geography. The interesting thing about it is Google, that was not necessarily Google's intention with that option. Their very explicit intention was, like, think about a contractor or a plumber, where you're not necessarily going to go to the plumber, you're just going to call the plumber to come to you.
Okay.
And that's kind of the more specific use case that Google was intending, but there are so many other people who are using it for different things. So I still encourage you to consider Google My Business with that service area specifically. That way it doesn't show your address. That has been an interesting thing with some of the FranNetters, showing them that, like, hey, look, your home address is just published on the internet. And someone just could very well come to your home, which you don't want. So the service area business hides your home address.
Okay.
And it's something like 98% of platforms have an option for a service area categorization that would hide your personal address. Just be cautious of the 2%. And I tell you, they are the most obscure, you do not have to worry about them kind of platforms that would not allow you to hide your address. If you run into that, just don't be on that platform, because it's not worth having your personal information out there. So kind of look for that service area indicator and be on those platforms. Different platforms will have different requirements for what that service area can look like. They often prefer for it to be a relatively tight geography because they weirdly believe that you have to have a tight geography in order to have a good business. So it won't be a lot of platforms that would allow you to set like a nationwide kind of service area. But I still think, especially if you're looking to grow a local business, even though you serve nationwide, there's kind of ways to skin that cat. Have your service area set up for your local business, which is what you're trying to attract most immediately, but then have indicators in your Google post or in social posting that demonstrates that you serve a broader audience. So I think there's kind of ways to achieve both.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Kathy, let's go to you and then we'll head over to Healthy Smiles.
Hi, I have a question. So I went to Cancun recently and I'm trying to promote my business that I can, sell Cancun.
Yeah.
But I don't have the followers on my business Facebook page that I have on my personal. So I was posting all my stuff, and it's hard when you're traveling on your phone to post to your business page. Do you have any suggestions for that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's challenging in the moment. So I think a couple of things that I would say: nobody knows where you are necessarily in the moment. So like you can post kind of at any time and be in Cancun. And like we do that with a fair number of businesses. Like there is just only so much that the consumer really knows is happening. And I don't think that it's disingenuous. I don't think that it's lying to people. I think it's just kind of the way some of these social platforms work well. Don't hesitate to post after the fact and kind of post as if it was in real time. The other thing that I would say, because one of the pieces that you mentioned there about maybe not having as many followers to the business as you do personally, start getting the business involved in different Facebook groups. Start looking into different groups that you could be a part of and really participate in those groups. This is something I really encourage, especially at small businesses. don't just show up to advertise, show up really to help. Show up to help answer questions, make connections. And then that kind of starts to sneak in the, oh, what does Kathy do? Like, why does Kathy know this? Why can Kathy connect me to these people or these places or answer these questions? Oh, like Kathy could get me to Cancun, and I would much rather be in Cancun than Ohio right now. So I would definitely encourage, and those groups, it's where Facebook wants you to be. So Facebook kind of rewards you for participating in that way. Like they'll show you a little bit more, you'll come up in different searches, and it's a little bit like playing the Facebook game. You've got to play by their rules to really see the engagement. And groups, that's really where Facebook wants you to be.
So
Yeah.
Emily, we have, hopefully you hear me, we have our own Facebook group here within our organization. And can you kind of like boost it and encourage the ladies that the more we participate in our own group,
yes,
by seeking advice or, you know, hey guys, will you share this event, you know, on your own pages? I think we can start by helping each other.
Totally.
And then going into the other groups.
Yes. Oh, no. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your own Facebook group is absolutely the place to start. And truly posting this group on your business pages, that's another way of creating engagement and connections. And Facebook, again, will really like that. So definitely groups are a good spot right now. I'll take like just a short aside on something funny that Facebook is doing right now. And this was really funny to me when it was first mentioned to me. I am the age where when I graduated from college, Facebook had literally just started. So I didn't have Facebook when I was in college. And even for the first year after I graduated, you had to have a .edu email address to get on Facebook. So like I couldn't, all my friends were on Facebook and I couldn't even get on the platform for the first year. But then obviously Facebook opened up to everybody and anybody. And just in the last couple of months, Facebook has started these campus specific forums where you have to have a .edu from a specific educational institution to be a part of it. So it's like Facebook is going back to its roots and creating these groups within the platform. So the big conversation right now is kind of how to infiltrate these campus forums, people who are outside of them. So kind of stay tuned and kind of keep your ear to the ground on what Facebook is doing there, because I think there could be some interesting things for participation and support, especially in local communities where these educational institutions are kind of everywhere. Healthy Smiles, let's head over to you guys. And then Beth, I'll come over to you.
Hello. Okay, so I post on Facebook every day, and then I do Twitter and Instagram once a week. And we just want to know, how can we get some more exposure? We've boosted posts as well. And I like the idea of actually getting our name out in the Mountain Women in Business, and I know that will help. But we want to know too, can you join these groups and post as a business?
Yes. Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. Yes, you can join groups and post as a business. And I definitely encourage you to do that, especially if the content you're posting is really relevant to the conversation and not an explicit like plug to your business. People love that. They just like to see you engaging and being kind and considerate and part of the community. But yeah, like I really encourage, think about like parents groups, even like the dog and cat and like the animal community groups. Like there's a lot of families in those organizations. And Rachel, it sounds like, do you have a suggestion kind of along these lines?
I was just going to say, I've been doing this for a few years now, and I have a list of like 36 local Facebook page groups where I post. And Deb Evans taught me this summer how I can change from posting as Rachel Henderson to Rachel's Creations on certain posts and pages also. And then you go back, it's a lot of work, but then you go back and you comment or you like as each entity as well, and it helps boost the whatever these crazy algorithms are. And I'm about to be out of town soon, but when I get back, I'd be happy to come spend some time with Brandy, you know, at their office and show them what I know. I wish I could make a presentation and do it for one of our meetings, but there's just so much involved. It's hard unless everyone's sitting there on their computers at the same time. But I'd be happy to help. Call me.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, but definitely you can do that for sure.
I don't think so.
And
Thank you.
no worries.
I
And
just
then
wanted to
Beth,
make sure she didn't have any other questions.
no, you're good.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah. Beth, go ahead.
So I was curious, I have a newsletter on Constant Contact, and Constant Contact requires you to put your address at the bottom. So I'm wondering if Constant Contact is the good one to go with, or have you had experience with like MailChimp and some of the other ones?
I'm actually going to go to Kathy first who kind of raised her hand, because I don't have a ton of experience on mail.
I did
Fine.
ConvertKit, and they actually let you use their address.
Oh, cool.
So look into the options with the company that you're using. You might not have to, because I have a home-based business too. And I use the Google My Business, Lisa, and I don't put my, I don't know, I can't remember. Most of the time my husband doesn't go with me on trips, so there's somebody home, but it is a little scary being gone with your address out there.
You guys, you can pay like Office Evolution or Regis, any of those that are within somewhat driving distance. And you pay them, I think I pay $70 a month for me to use their address, their physical address. So obviously Healthy Smiles, you have a brick and mortar, you know, location, physical location. But I would say that's priceless, and it is to me. So when I set up my Google My Business page, I did use their address, but I didn't have the full address listed because I didn't want anybody driving to that Office Evolution, right, and expecting me to be there. Added another layer, and I think it's just the cost of doing business, like QuickBooks. You know what I mean? Like at this point, everybody's going back.
I think you can use like UPS too. You might have to have.
Exactly, Kathy. So if UPS isn't any of those types of businesses where you can pay them and have a PO box, but PO boxes you don't work. Knows this, I know. So the answer is, instead of paying for a PO box and an Office Evolution address, just do the Office Evolution address, full address.
And Beth, I do use MailChimp, and you do not need any address on there.
Okay, I might switch.
MailChimp is awesome. I used to use MailChimp a long time ago in a different lifetime. And I would have to imagine, I think there's like a little MailChimp monkey up behind me.
Yeah, there is.
That's my old life. Yeah, MailChimp is super easy to use. I don't have a ton of experience with ConvertKit, but nice to know that both have an option for you to obfuscate an address. But then Megan's point, also very salient. It could be beneficial just to have a virtual office. And just to put a really fine point on something Megan mentioned, a virtual office that has a street address would be better than a UPS PO box. Google will not allow you to use a PO box for a listing. So why pay for both things? Just have a virtual office that has a street address, and then it can kind of kill two birds with one stone.
Thank you.
And I'll chime in on that. I have mine through UPS, just here in Conifer and Aspen Park, and they have a physical address, and the number is almost like a suite number, but it's really your PO box. So just FYI on that. Yeah.
Love it.
Great. I like the idea for Office Evolution, guys, just because I get a discount if I ever needed to use one of the conference spaces. So again, I'm really frugal. So I'm thinking, well, do I pay $200 or do I pay $70 a month and then get 2 meetings? You know, I think I get like 4 hours or something. I'm always looking for a way to save money.
Love it.
I wanted to chime in and just tell Beth I've used MailChimp really recently and I really loved it. It had a lot more template features, so it was fast to preset a lot of my settings so I could have different styles already up there. And if you switch over and you need any help, just give me a shout.
Okay, great, thanks.
Megan, here's the company you recommended.
So there's a bunch of different of these popping up now, but virtual offices. The one that is actually a franchise that's based out of Colorado is called Office Evolution. So I think they may have the most locations. But there's Regis, right? So if you guys just do a Google search for virtual office, it should give you options. And there may even be some that are more non-franchise or, mom and pop or a landlord that's willing, that has that model in their office building. But I just think it's great because then you could take advantage of someone meeting you. I was just thinking, I do most of my stuff remote, or I go places to speak or meet with people in networking groups. But if I needed a client and they really wanted to do an in-person with me, I thought that would be a good win.
And I think there's a new office up here behind King Super, so we should all check that one out. There's a new virtual type office. It's just
That's a great idea, Deb, if everybody did the same one. If you guys could just there too.
Love that. Cool. Well, Deb, I want to be considerate of time, but it's been such a great conversation.
Thank you.
We're fine. We don't have another presenter today after you. So if you want to go for another 10 minutes, we would love it.
Cool. Were there any other questions kind of bouncing around? Had I seen another? Cool. So kind of
I just have an announcement at the end. That's all.
Totally. I'll make sure to leave some time. The only other thing I was going to mention, just because it's something that usually comes up around conversations about digital marketing in general, paid advertising. I think historically, and I'll kind of air quotes historically because digital marketing isn't that old, but historically, I would say paid advertising is kind of considered the silver bullet of the digital marketing space. It is the way to get closest to your end consumer fastest. And now I have to put like a big asterisk on that statement because platforms are starting to make changes that will protect consumer privacy, but ultimately impact the way businesses can market to those consumers. And it will make paid advertising a little less effective. There's just no way around it. You may have heard of this as the iOS 14 update or changes to Google's cookie policy. This is kind of what we're talking about here. And it's the way that Apple, as kind of, Apple and Google are the two big gatekeepers, throw Facebook in there and those are your top three gatekeepers of consumer data and access to advertising platforms. And here's kind of my 2 cents on that situation. It shouldn't necessarily discourage you from getting involved in paid advertising. There are still really effective ways to leverage paid advertising, but I would not necessarily expect the same level of targeted results that we may have seen even a year ago. It's just the reality of our current landscape. That's why I really wanted to start the conversation with the things that you definitely can do and consumers are responding to hugely right now. Your reviews, your social media posting, and your local listings. If you're doing all of those things and you still have kind of time and money to spare, like we all do, then get involved in paid advertising and perhaps consider a support person, a partner, paying somebody else to manage the paid advertising for you. There is just a lot to wade through in the world of paid advertising. And if I were going to farm anything out, that's probably where I would start, is let somebody else deal with those details and be the expert on that so that you can be the expert in your business. And then I will quickly kind of loop around, Sarah, back to your question earlier around social media, because we kind of glossed over that. And then I said I'd come back. The way RevLocal approaches social media, we think we provide businesses 13 posts per month. And that's kind of our standard number. 8 of those posts have graphics, 5 of those posts are text only so that you get a little blend and it's not just the same thing on your page all the time. And we think that, you know, like on average, 13 posts a month is about 3 posts a week. And that's really good for most businesses. It kind of fits the bill of something being better than nothing. We always plan, and it will depend on the business. We have some folks who love to plan 6 months out. Those are great folks. We love them. Most of our, and I would say 90% of our folks plan a month out. So we'll spend the 1st to the 15th kind of gathering and planning content. The 15th to the 30th, we build that content, and then it's set to roll for the following month. We think about, you know, maybe 25% of your content could be, if it fits your business model, could be kind of consistent. I think about like an employee of the month or a client feature, or, you know, in our pet businesses, we love a good before and after. You know, even remodeling services. Karen, I'm thinking about some of your restoration projects, you know, befores and afters. And if you kind of have some consistent things, then okay, 25% of your stuff, it's almost like a rinse and repeat. You're just looking for the good before and after. You're just looking for the employee. You don't have to think about that as much. And then it's, you know, maybe 25% what are current events. Is there a community event? Somebody had mentioned a couple of community events that are happening in your all's area. Even if it's not directly related to your business, it's great to put those community events on your page, because again, that's something Facebook likes, ties you to the community. Even like if you're sponsoring a little league team, or if your little league team, you know, did a big thing, or your high school goes to state in a sport event, put it on your business page. Even if, again, if it's not super relevant to your business, it's going to connect with groups that tie into those news items. And it's, you're just looking to get that web of your connections to your community expanded out. So, you know, like I said, kind of 25% standard consistent items, maybe 25% about your community. And then kind of that 50% could be more those in the moment. And again, Kathy, to our conversation earlier, they can be in the moment, even if they're not in the moment. Things that happened around your business. And Sarah, I am, and anybody, certainly, I know I work kind of more on the franchise corporate side of RevLocal. We have consultants right there in the Denver area. Would be happy to connect you with Courtney Malkin, who's kind of our gal about town in Denver, if you do have any specific questions about how we could support your business.
And everybody, she's great, and I'm gonna have her speak to a group. But another thing, just webinars, anything that is an event that you can send and put a link on your Google My Business page, and then be consistent. Also, Deb, I wanted to let you know, I got someone to reach out to me because I tagged Mountain Women in Business as one of my organizations on LinkedIn. So you guys, you know, Deb kind of knows a little bit about social media. So, you know, let's follow her lead too. And, you know, I would love for all of you to be on LinkedIn if you're not, because I will share your posts. I will like your posts. Deb will tell you, I am one of those people that I'm very loyal to my friends. I like Emily's just because she's a hoot, and her bar in her house is called the Banana Stand. And if you know reference to that, you know she has a good sense of humor. But I think it's just really important that, you know, that LinkedIn side, you may say, well, I'm not really looking for business contacts. Well, they're your customer too. So as long as we're all on the same platforms, these networking groups become more and more and more powerful. And we're able to post things that you wouldn't think you would, and people will like it. And then they'll say, oh my God, Mountain Women in Business. And so I did, Deb, I got a gal named Christy O'Connor from Boulder, and she told me specifically that she found me on LinkedIn because of Mountain Women in Business.
That's awesome. And we will do a hands-on session once we get back in person. Rachel wants to do it, I'll do it. So just watch that for in September or October. Emily, we're going to come to an end. I want to thank you so much for all your information, and everybody can go back and watch the recording. if you missed anything, and certainly reach out to Miss Emily if you have any questions. And Rachel, you want to wrap us up here?
Just real quick, somebody has a birthday tomorrow, and from 4 to 7, we'll just be hanging out on the back patio at Snowpack. If anybody wants to come, feels comfortable hanging out and visiting, would love to see you guys. I will be gone, finally getting to see my mom and some family in Galveston through the 15th, starting Saturday. So I might miss a meeting in there, and I know you guys have it handled, and all will be well. And I just look forward to seeing everybody. I think I'll be at part of Bailey Days and Elevation Celebration, and whoever wants to participate and be a part of our booth, Pat has been sending out emails with sign-up sheets. So you can take your turn at the booth and represent Mountain Women in Business, as well as promote your own business. And hopefully we'll start seeing each other again soon.
Very good. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody again. Emily, thank you. I know everybody's going to connect with you. They're going to leave a review for you or a recommendation. You've been awesome. And we'll do the same for everybody else. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the 15th.
Thanks for
so
having
much.
me.
Bye, everybody.
Ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ellie.